What's up, retro gamers? You're listening to Game Overcast episode 7, the holy number. Did you know that 7 was the number of God?
Really?
Yeah.
Is he a special guest?
That's why we're talking about Batman.
So Batman is God.
He's going to be speaking through me today. Today we're going to be talking about Batman, Perfect Dark, Crash Bandicoot, and some other stuff.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this over with now. Where is she?
Where's who?
Sorry. Where is she?
Where is she? Swear to me.
Half the show we're going to talk like this is going to be really annoying.
Hey, there's a reference to God. I actually wasn't going to do that, but since you did it, I'm going to do it.
Yay.
And you totally peaked the microphone, too, so have fun editing that.
Oh, it's going to be your job this time, actually, because I'm out of town.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm out of town, too.
Uh-oh.
I leave tomorrow.
Me too. I'm flying out tomorrow morning.
Ben, you're going to have to edit this
Podcast.
one. Yeah, have fun.
I'm glad to be a part of the team now, guys.
Welcome to our new guest, Ben, by the way, who's going to be editing the show.
Yeah, that's really
I'll
funny.
give it a shot.
Where are you going?
Fort Worth.
Sweet.
Playing at a store.
Go to the zoo. Fort Worth Zoo.
I am. It's one of the new stores.
At the zoo?
No, it's going to be a zoo.
Oh, haha.
That's
That's good stuff. So, since we've already talked about him, our guest today is Ben.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Ben, talk a little bit about yourself. What kind of games do you like? What kind of games
Sure.
don't you like?
What experience in podcast editing do you have, Ben?
I have very limited experience in podcast editing, but I have had experience in video games. Lifelong gamer. I work here at Game Over Videogames. I am the social media manager. So I'm running all of the social media, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram. So hop on there. We're always talking about games. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, not only to this, but also all of our social media as well. But yeah, I mean, been a lifetime gamer, dude. Been around, since before a long time. I turned 35 this year, so I was playing, NES back when I was 5 years old, and never stopped. Always continue to get new consoles throughout up until now. I'm interested in some of the new stuff coming out, like the PS4 Neo, maybe the Scorpio. I cannot stop buying games, and it's super fun to have a job where I get to work and actually be on a podcast like this at Game Over.
Name one of your real high list of top favorite games of all time. Just the first ones that pop into your head.
Okay, Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 3.
Well, Half-Life 3 eventually, maybe. I don't think we're ever going to get that, and that's okay. I'm fine with
It's going to be in VR. It's coming.
You know what? That's actually...
It's not even funny.
It's
It's just sad. Anyway, keep going.
So Half-Life 2 is probably one of my favorite games. I would think, honestly, recently I played The Witcher 3 and I absolutely have adored it. It is so phenomenal. I am big onto open world sandbox games. It's kind of my thing right now, and The Witcher 3 does things so amazing that looking back and trying to talk about my favorite games, even though that one's fresh in my mind, it sticks out so much as a game that I love. I also love Doom. The original Doom back in the day was a huge influencer for me. PC gaming, a lot of the early, again, Half-Life 2 and Half-Life and Half-Life 2 and all these first-person shooters were very, very big for PC gaming for me when I was a younger guy. So more recently, I like Witcher. It was amazing. I just finished Doom, the new one. It's phenomenal. And Uncharted 4 was not too bad. So I try to keep up with all the newest stuff. I'm more of a new release kind of gamer. So I don't stick with one thing. I know I heard you guys talking about Overwatch earlier. I'd love to play that, but I know I'd have to devote so much time to it.
Yeah.
Yet I also said I like The Witcher, and I've done 200 hours in that. So I'm a hypocrite. So
You should just pop on for a little while and see if it grabs.
I know, and I know it will.
They're very different games. I mean,
That's very true.
it's multiplayer only versus like a giant sprawling story.
Have you done the new DLC, by the way, yet?
I am. I'm in the middle of it.
So
It's
pretty.
so gorgeous.
Like all the you don't play Witcher, right, Daniel? But normal Witcher is this very dark, realistic, almost kind of Game of Thrones-y kind of fantasy
Yeah.
world. But this new, it's what Blood and Wine is what it's called.
Blood and Wine, yeah.
It just jacks all the colors through the roof, and everything is so pretty and shiny. And there's unicorns with Geralt, which is still freaking me out a little bit. I'm waiting for him to rip its horn off and eat it or something.
It's the exact opposite of the base game in terms of setting. It's more of inspired by French and Parisian and stuff like that. And all the buildings are painted pastels, and they're knights, so everything's all royalty and chivalry and stuff like that, which is very different to what Geralt is from.
Geralt just doesn't give a crap. It's amazing.
Yeah, but that's what's great about those games is that they're so alive, and even the side quests are really meaty and have great story to them, and so that's why it sticks out in my mind as recently one of my favorite games. I love it.
Yeah, easily one of the best games of the past.
Yeah,
No doubt.
Well,
CG Projekt Red is amazing.
Well, this has been Witcher 3 cast.
Yes, fantastic.
Thank you guys for listening. Let's get into some episode 6 corrections. Oh, also there's Matt.
Hi! Where is she?
And I'm Dan.
No, you're not.
Where is she? We're going back to Mickey Mouse? No. Okay, so episode 6 corrections. This is actually kind of an episode 5 correction. We have the Ratchet and Clank world records that they broke. Finally, after some deliberation, here is what happened. Sayla was happy enough to supply us with these after she did a little bit more research. And it is the new Ratchet and Clank game for PlayStation 4 is now the fastest selling game in the entire series of Ratchet and Clank.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's
Game's
pretty
freaking
cool.
awesome.
It is good.
And cheap.
The most prolific 3D platform series. It sold 23 million units over 15 games in the series. Most guns in a platform series.
That makes sense.
It's not surprising at all. First episodic platform game beginning with Quest for Booty on the PSN. So that's that. Would you guys like to know who owns the rights to Earthworm Jim currently?
Not particularly, but I bet you're going to tell us.
Well, it's Interplay. Surprise, surprise.
Huh.
Yeah, they bought it from Shiny, and they've done exactly jack diddly fart with it. So...
Is that a metric measurement?
Well, the last thing they did was they did the 2012 Earthworm Jim HD, which was bad. Founder of Shiny, David Perry, has talked about buying the rights back from Interplay and getting the old crew together to make Earthworm Jim 4. But, I mean, everybody's working on their own projects, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon.
Just
a lot of talk.
I guess.
Do you think there's a demand for Earthworm Jim?
I'd buy the crap out of it.
I mean, I would too.
If it was
I think
good,
if it was
yeah.
good, right?
But I think it's best just to leave it alone. I mean, the chances of it being good are pretty slim. So just
That's true.
Let's just leave with memories. And I always try to forget 3 anyways, because 3 was just such a disaster. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a little bit of news out there about David Perry talking about it, but really, I'm not even going to
don't get your
pretend
fingers
that
crossed.
yeah. Longest running game franchises. We missed Oregon Trail last time. Oregon Trail has been going on for 40 years. There's a bunch of games in that franchise, and I don't really
less
know
of a
lot
game
of
and
them.
more of a cattle simulator. But
Well, it's
no,
a
it is. No,
game.
It
you're
had
right.
shooting parts in it.
It sure
That was-
did.
All I ever did.
Yeah.
I know,
Like,
that was the
we need
most
to hunt
fun.
some more.
Yeah. So thanks, Magnus the Psycho on YouTube for that correction. Thanks for being super nice about that. It's great. Classic Game Fest is July 30th and 31st.
So I was right, because I said to the end of the month.
You said so, yeah, it was the end of the month. And honestly, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you are aware of our website that you could go on and get that info. But
What is website?
there you go. If you have any corrections for us, please email us at podcast@gameovervideogames.com. We'd love to read them on air, and you can talk about how dumb we are for not knowing whatever thing.
Video games, good.
Video games. So let's do some now playing. I'm going to go first.
Dan,
this
what are
time.
you playing right
Thanks,
now?
Matt. I was waiting for somebody to jump in and, So I bought a PS4.
Oh, congratulations!
Sure did. Yeah, I actually bought it at Game Over Video Games at our our North Austin location. I called up Ty and I was like,
Ty.
hey, do you guys have a PS4? Because those don't come in very often.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. And he was like, we do. We just got one. And I was like, oh. So I gathered up I did a purge. I got rid of a bunch of stuff that I wasn't playing and wasn't doing anything with. So I traded in, ended up paying a grand total of $80 out of pocket for it.
Not too shabby.
Which
Good job.
for a PS4, it's pretty, eat that GameStop. And then I picked up, I know, right? Like they listen to this. And then
CEO's like, taking notes. All right.
I'm going to
I-
have to deal with this on social media now. Thanks.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
Good luck, Ben.
You're welcome, Ben. And then I picked up Infamous Second Son because I'm a huge
God, I love that game.
Infamous fan.
Beautiful game.
Love the first 2. Can't wait to. I've been playing a little bit of it because of Overwatch. And then I also picked up Star Wars Battlefront. Played that for all of like 2 hours, and then Overwatch came out, so I sold it.
Yep. You played You played the whole game
went through
in those
the whole
2
thing
hours.
in 2
yeah.
hours.
Right, pretty much. I saw what there was to see, and it was beautiful. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm not just gonna hold on to it.
No,
for
it was
reason.
really fun, but
It was
there's
fun.
not a lot there to do. It's like a
Yeah.
couple of it's like a very, very watered down Battlefield.
Yeah,
Is really what it
they're
is.
pretty much. And then my friend who plays Battlefront, he's like super into it, and he's like level 55 or so, I don't even know what the cap is or whatever, but he's just like, yeah, I'm amazing, and I do all this cool stuff, and I'm like, I got the grenade, and they blow things up.
I killed somebody.
I got killed by Luke Skywalker like 20 times.
It was great.
It's really fun. I like getting killed in that game.
I tried to wave at him, and he was
Yeah.
like, Zzz.
So that's pretty much, tons of Overwatch. We can talk Overwatch.
"Yes,
since you
we
and I
can."
have been
Because
playing.
guess what I've been
Yeah,
playing.
exactly. Yeah, me and Matt have been playing Overwatch.
Well, I don't play Overwatch, but I know I would like it. So if you guys are going to talk about it, Try and convince me.
Okay.
Why would I want to play Overwatch?
We're gonna convince Ben.
Do you
to buy
like
Overwatch.
arena shooters at all?
I have played them before. I like the idea of like the hero shooter with the different characters having different play styles, and I've seen some video. The animation looks amazing, and Blizzard is just top notch. So I would certainly be open to it.
Overwatch, in short, it does nothing new, where it's very Team Fortressy, very Quakey, but it is far and away the best shooter of that type I have ever played in my life, and I have played just about all of them because I like a lot of FPSs. I got kind of tired of the Call of Duty sort of franchise, but
Sure.
I love the bunny hopping, rocket firing, nail gun madness that you've had in Unreal and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing. It flows so well. There's still a couple of balance bugs. But they just fixed McCree. McCree is just like this cyber tech cowboy.
They're
thing.
fixing Torbjorn too.
Only on consoles.
Well, yeah, because on PC you have better accuracy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Master race.
I'm fine with that. I'll come to terms with it.
They fixed McCree because I think McCree is still partially broken. Where McCree he's this cyber tech cowboy, and
Right.
he has a 6-shooter, but he also has a flashbang.
This is the High Noon guy.
Yep,
Because
exactly.
it's memes all
What
over
time
the
is it?
place.
Yeah. And High Noon is fine. I think that's perfect the way it is. Because if you see him coming, you can usually kill him before he does it, unless someone's healing
Or
him.
get out of the way. Like
Yeah,
I
just
hear
duck.
him,
Go
I hear
behind
him,
the box.
and I'm
what
like,
what does
bye.
High Noon do exactly? Is it like,
It locks onto every enemy in
So
in
like a
frame,
screen
and you have a
wipe.
red dot that kind of circles into another red dot.
Oh,
and if you
okay.
wait the whole time, it's usually a kill shot for everybody.
Gotcha.
But he has to sit there for usually 1 or 2 seconds, and it takes
Sure.
longer depending on how much health.
Yeah,
they
it's
have.
very
Right.
time based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Interesting.
can be devastating, but once again, like anything else by itself, it's kind of limited.
there's a counter also. There's always a counter, right?
Just
so
shoot
to
him in the
everything,
face or
right?
duck, Yeah.
Yeah, and Blizzard was very like when everybody was saying Bastion was OP. Blizzard was like counter with
Right. I
counter
saw
with
that.
Tracer or counter with
to the credit
Reaper.
if you have a team of Reinhardt, Bastion, and Torbjorn in a Symmetra right now, in like a very small enclosed area, like on the second part of Hanamura. If you haven't played Overwatch, I'm sorry, this is going to make a lot of sense. There's this very like
I'm
Asian
sure
style
I'm
map
sure they
where
are.
people go into
Yeah.
a dojo and you have to like cap a point, and there's this one little balcony on the side, and I'll run into people where it's the whole team just holed up there, and there's only 2 ways in to get there, and they have like 3 turrets and a healer and a Bastion and a Reinhardt just blocking it with his big shield, and unless you're really good and like right on point, like if you're playing with randoms, you don't beat that. There's no way to do it because you have to be perfectly coordinated. Because it's really easy to hammer a turret and to hold left click and to have Reinhardt with a shield. It's really hard to time, like, have Winston jump up and have someone else do their ult there and have Mercy revive. So it's kind of, it's beatable. It's definitely harder though.
On console, that's not as much of an issue because a lot of time you're playing with randoms. Like I've played with Michael a few times,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even like to play like. He just plays against AI mostly, and so I've like convinced him to play against real people, and then we'll like do some comboing and some
gets
co-op stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, it does get crazy, but I've countered that pretty well with a Reaper. I mean,
Reaper's one way to do it.
yeah, he's pretty like if you can get behind him, like all your turrets are done. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Die, die, die. Yeah,
The way, if you have a good Reinhardt, he'll just flip around and block you.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But PC though with Overwatch, especially because I've been messing around with some of my friends on the public test realm has the early version of the competitive play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, the try hard is real. It's just the madness. Like we'll be playing and we do pretty good, and it'll just be like cool. Well, I just feel less secure about myself as a man and a human being. I'm gonna
yeah.
go ahead and get off now. Just get steamrolled.
Yeah, they're still balancing all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
in
but
co-op
it's
and,
so good.
competitive.
Like I don't want to turn you off to it because it's.
No, I mean,
I keep coming back to it.
I
I
haven't heard anybody say anything negative
Yeah.
about it. It's one of the few games that I have not seen any sort of negative.
You really got to be okay with pouring hours and hours into
That's
a
the thing,
multiplayer
yeah.
only game, which like I played tons of Splatoon when it first came out. I was obsessed with that game, so I'm okay with it. Like the progression's really slow, and the pickups when you level up are kind of like whatever. But it's really just you just want to play game after game after game.
The only thing
Yeah.
I would say is, to me, anyways, games like this, if I play by myself, I get bored very fast. And walk
Right.
away. You've got to have a group of people to
Sure.
play with because that just elevates the experience. That's what it's. Overwatch is supposed to be played with a group of friends. I
Right.
think. I'm sorry, I got your invitation the day on Overwatch. I was like, I don't have Overwatch for the PS4, Dad. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't play it with you.
That's funny.
But it
I was
really.
like, I got a PS4, guys. Can I play?
Do you guys think there will be longevity with this? Is it going to, or is
it's
it just the
Blizzard.
flavor of the month?
I still go back and play Diablo 2.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people do.
I would imagine that they're going to keep rolling out updates.
Right, to keep it fresh.
Yeah, new maps, new game
New
modes, stuff
characters
like
too
that.
will be exciting, I imagine.
Kind of like how
down the line.
Splatoon did the same thing. When it launched, it was very lackluster. But now, if you go into Splatoon, there's there's like tons of game modes, and there's competitive, and there's like a million weapons, and so
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Diablo 3. Diablo 3 came out and it was a good game, but it definitely had some issues. That
Sure.
game is so solid, and there's so much stuff.
That's
in
true.
the game now.
classic Blizzard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, support through the roof.
But so if it's this good now, what will it be like?
Right.
Oh my God.
Who do you play, Matt?
I actually accidentally, I was playing with some guys one day, and they were like, hey, we don't have a healer. Who wants to be a healer? And I was like, I guess I'll do healer. And for the record, in MMOs and every other game, I never play healers. I am always the guy with the axe or the rocket hammer going, like diving into it just for the trail of it. So I played Mercy one time, and apparently I'm a really good Mercy. I was looking on, was it Master Overwatch or one of these sites where it ranks PC players. I'm like up in the upper thousands, like 1,000, like 200, whatever, as far as like
Sweet.
ranked Mercy. So I'm not one of the best, but I'm pretty darn good with Mercy. And it was just an accident.
What does that rank, like kills or healing or
It's
what?
overall score. So you have people that are higher than you also that have played. Like I've only got like 25, 30 hours in the game. You have people that have hundreds of hours in the game already. What level are you down on Overwatch right now, for example?
24?
I played a guy last night that was 325.
Holy, is there a cap?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, you go to 100 and there's a star next to him and you go back up again. So he had 3 stars and a 25.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was
wow.
insane.
I didn't even know that.
So constantly
Yeah.
playing the game. So that also plays into it a lot. But it's your win-loss ratio and how much you're doing your job. So Mercy, it's heals, how many revives you have. As Mercy, I love using her little pop gun because it's very unassuming and you don't expect it. And I will just wreck with it because it's the most accurate gun in the game and it has no fall off across range. So it's super cool. When someone else plays a healer, which happens once every couple of days, I'll play Junkrat,
Yeah.
and like lob grenades. And I love trapping people and his little rip tire and stuff. Or I'll do Soldier 76 because Soldier 76 is the most boring character in the game because he's just straight FPS.
Right, yeah. He's like, if you like Call of Duty, play him. Yeah.
But he's so good,
He's
especially
really
when you
good.
have backup. He's just meaty.
Yeah.
I think I got once again going last night before I went to bed because I kind of the only time I play Overwatch is when I should be sleeping. Usually is the way it goes.
Right? Yeah,
So
me
I was
too.
playing last night, like one more game, and I think I got like maybe 60 kills in the last match, which is pretty good. So I was like, yeah, I got you with my shotgun.
Yeah, if I do healer, I'm gonna do Lucio. I just love his mobility, and he's just really easy to be a healer with. You just everybody around me is healed now, good. And then I'll do Symmetra for like the first half of a defend game,
Oh, she's so good.
and I'll just like turret. Everybody's dead.
Teleporter.
Yeah, and then I'll switch to like one of my other mains or whatever.
On the subject of Lucio, really quick,
Yeah.
I have his music. You know, they actually made full songs for his healing
Oh, that's
beat and stuff.
cool.
Yeah, it's actually really,
Yeah.
especially the speed song. It's really good.
That's pretty
I use it
cool.
while I'm driving. It's not safe.
I tend to switch it up a lot. I recently got really into playing Winston because I'm really good at dying. So the best part about Winston, and he's like the most mobile tank you've ever used. So I'll literally jump to their back line and just harass, knowing that I'm going to die. But while that's happening, my team is
You're doing your job,
usually
though,
doing
yeah.
their job. Usually the other team, my team is like, picking up the slack where I'm dying. Which every once in a while you get a team where they're like, we're going to do 6 Widowmakers.
Yeah, this is just team
I
deathmatch,
love
man. It's not about cap at the point.
Widowmakers. No, exactly. So, Winston is actually a surprise to me because when I first played him, I was like, his weapon's bad, and I don't know what to do with the shield. But when I realized that like I'm supposed to die, I got pretty good with
Try
him.
this sometime if you get some friends. Do a team of 2 Lucios and 4 Winstons.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
You have to be good with it,
Yeah.
but it's ridiculous. Either that or a team of like 2 Lucios and all Zarias. Because Zario is just God. She's really hard to play, but she's really good.
I've gotten really mad at some Zarya players before.
Zaria is this awesome like female Russian bodybuilder.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
pictures.
She like shields herself and other people, and she can boost her power by shooting her shield. So if you have Bastion, she just shields and you max out her power.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yep. And then I just started playing more Reaper because I wanted to be really good with like an
Reaper's
offensive
good.
player. And Soldier 76 is a little easy for me. I wanted to be somebody more like sneaky, like doot, 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 doot.
I get it, Dan. That's fine.
I'm sneaky,
He's a
sneaky.
little easy for you as I shoot you from across the map with your little doot 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 doot. No. I love Reaper. The only thing with Reaper is I have lots of characters that'll play. Like you have characters or people where their name is like Reaper XX 2006.
I love the Reaper names, dude. They're all.
It's like I only play as Reaper.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, you loser.
Ben, what are you playing?
Well, I like Blood and Wine. I said earlier I was playing
Yeah.
that. That's really good. I also picked up through the Steam sale going on this week. Dying Light. It was half off. I was always interested in that. I like Dead Island, even though it was really janky. I just like the aesthetic and the crafting weapons and again, sandbox open world kind of thing. Dying Light's pretty fun with the parkour. I'm a few hours into it. That's what really sets it apart from something like Dead Island, is just the traversal is really fun. I wouldn't say it's as good as something like Mirror's Edge, but you still feel very free to traverse the environment. There's not too many areas where you're like, I can't get there, which is cool.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
It's
Open world zombie game?
Open world zombie game, yeah.
With weapon creation. It kind of,
that's cool.
The blend is nice because the traversal's good. Like I said, it's not quite Mirror's Edge.
Right.
But being able to make like electric chainsaws and stuff while you're hopping around like a monkey is really cool.
Right.
That's
and
cool.
You get overwhelmed, and so they encourage you to use that parkour and get scramble away, especially at night. Of course, at night it gets more dangerous. But the rewards are better. It's a fun little game. Nothing amazing, but it's a really good value because I think now they package in the expansion, The Following, which has a big kart kind of racing thing going on in it. So that's a fun one. And I did say earlier I finished Doom recently, the new one. I absolutely loved it. I thought it really held up a lot of what the aesthetic, what Doom was back in the day, the fast-paced combat, the amazing, art, in my opinion. The music is phenomenal. So I had a really good time with Doom. I just finished that last week. So
awesome. I've been hearing awesome things about it. I just don't have the cash for another first-person shooter.
Just a gory fiesta.
There is a demo, I think.
I picked that up.
It's fun to just run through and just annihilate things.
Every time I turn on my PS4 and try to play the Lego Star Wars demo, I just play Overwatch. I'm just like, I have an hour. What am I going to play? Overwatch. More Overwatch.
Because the matches are short, too. It's like just one more round.
Just one more round. I get stuck in that loop a lot. Yeah. Cool. So let's take a super quick break, and when we come back, maybe we'll have a little surprise for everybody.
Uh-oh. Is it cookies?
Yes.
Yes!
Way to ruin the surprise. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to talk about Classic Game Fest.
Yes.
The classicest Game Fest in the country.
The most classical festive games.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Like
we
it.
have with us a very special guest. It is David Kalin. Say
hello,
hi.
everybody.
There he is. He is the mother brain behind Game Over Videogames, and he writes our paychecks, and we love him for that.
Of course, very much so.
Yeah.
Must
Thank
comment
you
though,
very much.
he did not bring cookies though, so I'm kind of upset about that. You promised me
We'll
cookies.
get you some cookies.
Okay.
I did hear something about cookies. I like cookies too.
Right?
Look, I
don't have any cookies, but I do like them.
I'm not the cookie vendor here. I'm just the whatever.
Exactly.
So let's talk Classic Game Fest. What's new this year? What is happening?
Well, Classic Game Fest is massive. It's going to be the biggest ever this year. As you know, it started off as a Game Over event. It was basically just some tournaments at one of our stores. It outgrew the store. It was in the parking lot. It outgrew the one store. We had it at many stores. And then we brought it all back together in one place and put it in a convention center. And so it's grown every year. We've gone from 2,000 to 4,000 to 6,000 people the past 3 years, each year increasing our space also. Last year we had 25,000 square feet of space and it was packed. We had 6,000 people. At times you couldn't even move.
Yeah, I remember.
It was crazy.
Tight. Yeah.
So we've got a bigger space this year. Now we're in the biggest hall in the Palmer Event Center. We have 45,000 square feet. We're expecting at least 6,000 people, probably well over that.
Yeah.
And we've increased the number of vendors, artists, bands, special industry guests. Everything is more and bigger and better this year.
Awesome. Yeah, last year we had awesome guests and just the bands were really great. I can't even, it's all kind of a blur now because when it all happens, it's just like awesomeness constantly. But
I think it's all kind of a blur when it happens, actually.
Yeah, totally. But it's a blur of fun. I mean, it's just people who love classic games getting together and having a really good time. And just everybody there is super cool. Like I met Ernie Klein last year and he was really cool. He's coming back,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, he is coming back. He's not doing a panel this year, but he is doing autograph and fan meet and greets. But he's only there for 2 hours this year. So it's only on Saturday from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
So if you want to meet him, be there at noon, have your book ready, and be ready because the line last year wrapped literally around the entire building just to see him.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And he's such a cool guy.
And he's nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's famous and I hope insanely rich right now, but you talk to him just like a normal guy. He drives the DeLorean, up to the vent and it's amazing how down to earth he is.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What other guests do we have coming? Do we got bands coming? And
so
stuff?
this year we've got 15 bands lined up. So several returning from last year, some new ones. Mega Ran, who was here a couple years ago, but not last year. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's great.
It's a great mix too. There's chip tunes, there's hip hop, there's rock, there's metal. Just about any type of music you can do and make it video game related, they're going to be there. So there's a wide range there. The major guest this year on Saturday is Warren Spector. Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, game designing legend. And he's back. He's working on System Shock 3. They're trying to bring the Ultima, franchise back. And
Matt's having a seizure over here.
He's got a lot of cool stuff coming up.
It's Mr. Wing Commander and Deus Ex, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes, Deus Ex. So he's awesome, and he's going to be there on Saturday as our main featured guest. On Sunday, it's Keith Robinson, the president of Intellivision.
Oh, heck yeah. That's great.
Yeah, he is literally Mr. Intellivision.
Yeah.
He's been running that company for ever, I think, from the beginning, and he is fantastic, and he's going to be there. Some of the Blue Sky Rangers that were the initial programmers from Intellivision are going to be there with him. They're doing a panel, and then we also have Stephen Wright, who is one of the original Atari programmers who designed the first, I think, vertically scrolling background in a game.
Oh wow,
something like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think it was Pele Soccer. It was the first vertically scrolling, or it was the first scrolling background. On a game. It's amazing, early programmer. And we have Brett Weiss, who's a famous author who writes about classic video games, and he is a great guy. Jason Lord, who's going to do some panels on music and gaming and how to design your own music, and kind of like a like an instructor on if you want to get into that industry, things you need to do. So it's a really good mix, and they're all industry people that they're not just people now that are young but kind of got into retro gaming. Like, these are people that live through it, and so they have stories to tell, and it's really going to be exciting hearing what they have to say.
This is great. I mean, I'm super excited. I just remember every year, it's such a great atmosphere in that room. Like, there's so much cool energy, and like, it's a family event, but like, you see people there from all different ages and types, and we got tournaments if you're like a hardcore gamer, and there's like the free arcade and all that stuff, and pinball is coming back.
Pinballs is back.
Yeah.
We have multiple people providing arcades. Obviously that's the hardest thing to get to an event because nobody likes moving those suckers around.
Yeah.
But
I appreciate it personally.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
So if you go, please play the arcades and thank the people that bring them, because it's not easy loading and unloading those and setting them up. And we'll have tons of free arcades. We'll have retro tournaments, the bands, the guests. A lot of artists, not just people that draw, but people that make really cool video game related jewelry, paintings, lights, metalwork. I mean, I'm trying to think all the stuff that's going to be there. It's just some things that you would not believe, but it's all video game related. So it's not just like a random mix of people. Like, it's all focused on video game fans, and so it's going to be a really wide assortment of video game related merchandise, and
I would say
specifically retro themed.
I would say bring some cash, because I
some cash, man.
I spend
because
so much
you're
money
gonna
at Classic
spend
Game
it.
Fest. Like last year, that's where I found my like perfect copy of Mario RPG. And I'm not going to say how much I spent on it, but it was in really good condition. And it was well worth it. And you're just going to find stuff there that you don't find anywhere else. Like just the cream of the crop from Game Over stores comes and sells stuff, and other vendors come, and they just bring their A game because they know Classic Game Fest is where all the cool gamers come. There's going to be quite a few
just vendors selling games too. Like, it's not just Game Over.
Yeah, that was the
tons of them.
The other stuff, I guess. But of course, it is a retro gaming convention, and even though I obviously run both, and Classic Game Fest started as a Game Over thing, it's way far removed from that at this point. We have 190 some odd vendors total. 22 different groups or companies are going to be there selling games.
Yeah.
So Game Over is one of them. We'll have a big Game Over booth, yes, and there'll be tons of awesome stuff at our booth. So definitely check that out. But there's a bunch of other people there too. Everything from just people that collect, that are selling off those really rare, pristine stuff from their personal collection. Where it's not a store, it's somebody that's really kept the stuff up well. And up to stores like Game Over. There's Game Exchange. There's there's actually stores from LA and stores from Oklahoma, stores from Louisiana, and then sellers from all over Texas going to be there. So it's a really wide mix. So if you want a retro game of any kind, you're going to find it there.
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely. Yeah. It's so great, and there's really cool cosplay there too. I mean, just the community surrounding
costume contest,
Classic Game Fest is amazing, and it's super fun every year.
Yeah, I think you really hit something that's really important too, is the overall atmosphere that I like to mention. That sometimes conventions can be very expensive. They can be very non-kid friendly or non-family friendly. But this one, everybody's welcome, and you'll see people, kids, adults, grandparents, they all play these games together. They all have a good time. Everybody is in good spirits and harmony. It's a really fun atmosphere. Awesome.
Well, anything else we got?
That's really it for Classic Game Fest. So it's July 30th and 31st. You can buy your tickets online. Discount tickets are available at Game Over for $20 for the weekend. Otherwise, online they're $25. They'll be $25 at the door too. And Saturday only passes are $20. Sunday is $10. Kids 12 and under get in free. So definitely bring the family. And yeah, I guess that's about it.
Awesome. Sweet. And you can go to classicgamefest.com, right?
Oh, yeah. ClassicGameFest.com has all the info. You can see who the vendors are, the artists. Everything is listed there for you. You can see pictures and videos of past year's events. So if you've never been, or if all you've heard is, that's just some little thing that happens at Game Over, please go to the website and see the truth about what it is, because there are pictures and videos that will blow you away how big this event is.
Yeah,
and it keeps getting bigger every year, too.
Oh, yeah.
It astounds me how much it grows every year. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how it happens this time.
Well, cool. Thanks for coming in, David.
Thank you, guys.
Taking 10 minutes out of your super busy schedule, running.
I know, it's insane, isn't it? I would love to be on the show more, and I'll definitely be on as like a Game Over guest at some point to talk about that. But yeah, Classic Game Fest is going to be amazing, and I really want everyone to come out. So please come check it out. Tell your friends. It's going to be an amazing and fun time.
Sweet. Well, yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming in. And for y'all listening, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll do some quick news. And then we're going to get into Batman. Kids from a Rose on
Too far.
No.
Too far.
Okay, sorry.
George Clooney.
And we're back. Let's talk about E3, Electronic Entertainment Exposition.
Expansion.
Energetic
Exposition.
Elephant Exposition. Ooh.
Elaborate.
Didn't they did have VR pornography?
Yeah, they did.
Didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
I like VR. VR is going to be cool.
Well,
I'm sold on PSVR.
Yeah,
so
me
sold.
too.
I already was, but oh god.
I wish I had $400. I'd go pre-order it.
I've been paying it off a little bit at a time.
Matt, what was your game of the show at E3?
Well, it wasn't there, but it was No Man's Sky.
Oh, yeah. But no, game of show at E3.
That's a tough one. Individual game of show. I thought Horizon Zero Dawn looked just jaw-droppingly awesome.
Yeah. Like, what are you most excited for?
There's that. PSVR really set me off. I was already quite sold on PSVR because of Rez. The moment they announced Rez was coming to PSVR, I was like, take my money. But then they announced, some of us, it's like the Batman thing is just a demo, but it still looks really cool.
Yeah, the previews for that seemed kind of cool.
Battlezone looks awesome. E-Valkyrie, I like space stuff, so E-Valkyrie looks amazing. I believe one of the big things was Resident Evil.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
I don't care if they're blatantly saying, hey, Silent Hills looks cool, let's do that, because that's exactly what they're doing. It's still a Resident Evil from first person that looks like it's trying really hard to go back to what made it good, which was the campy, awesome horror.
Yeah, right.
Did you play the demo?
Yes.
I did too.
I tried to find the demo, and I don't know how to. Couldn't find it, or I don't
Weird.
know.
Was it a limited time demo?
I didn't think so, but it may have been. It may have been like the Doom thing was, where it was just that first week.
Yeah, maybe.
But it was really good. I mean, obviously, I think it would have been better with VR, but it was decent.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
It wasn't half as scary as Silent Hills was, but it didn't have Kojima and Del Toro working on it.
Yeah.
So we can't. We can only hope for so much.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But that really, really has me excited. What else I think was kind of cool? I think the Scorpio thing from Xbox looks kind of neat. I'm all about new, faster, better tech and 4K resolution. I mean, it's not amazing. I mean, we kind of expected that to be coming. I mean, I know I mentioned after while I was in the podcast that there was rumors of that coming true, and it was true, and it's nice. I'm still probably going to get the PS4 Neo first because I have PS4 games. The one thing for me that Xbox did that was cool is they're talking about having almost every game be mouse and keyboard compatible, which is like, as far as I'm concerned for shooters.
I think even on an Xbox One, you'll be able to play on it.
Yeah.
But once again, I have to actually own the games on the Xbox One, which currently I own, Sunset Overdrive.
Well, some of the they were saying that a lot of the games coming out are going to be both both 360 and Windows,
and with crossplay too. I mean, that's nice. That's the future I'd like to have, where you can have whatever system you want for your exclusives, but every cross-platform game can play with each other.
And you have an account that has a library that just migrates with you no matter where you go.
And its name is Steam.
Right, exactly. Essentially.
Yeah. Yes, just come on,
pretty
boys.
much.
But I thought that was amazing. There was something else, and I mean, what else was it? Oh, that's right, not Nintendo. We'll get into this, but
a lot of hate coming from this side of the room right now.
I just and
a volcano just
I wasn't
erupted.
that angry, and then they came out with the whole like, we don't care about teraflops and hardware. It's all about the experience for us. Although our consoles are crappy and can't run anything, so the experience is really poor. It's okay though, because you're gonna buy our plastic DLC. I'm sorry. I have officially given up all hope on Nintendo as of this last. It's like, you, Reggie, just shut your mouth, please.
You're not even going to wait for the NX to be revealed before passing judgment?
Care anymore. If it looks great, I still have a little bit of hope that it'll be awesome. If it's not, I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
And that's where I am right now. It's like, if it's cool, great. Do I have hopes for it to be great? No. Is it probably going to be another Wii U? Probably. But the way they're talking about it is it's going to be a subpar system with cheap hardware, just like the Wii U was. So no one's going to make anything for it. But whatever. They can have their Mario and their Zelda, and I'm probably not even going to bother buying it. The new Zelda looks fine. I'll play it for the Wii U. I was thoroughly unimpressed with the Breath of the Wild trailer. I mean, it looks fun. It looks like I've played it all. It looks like I've played it all better on Witcher 3 than, I mean, most of the parts like, oh, you can chop down a tree. That looks cool. Great. I think I've done that before. Oh, look, you can climb a mountain. That's cool. I've done that much better in Assassin's Creed and Batman. The climbing animation, I know this is stupid to nitpick, drives me insane. It's the crawling animation, but vertical. So Link is just shimmying up the side of a temple. It's like, come on, Nintendo. This is what bugs me. Nintendo is known for, we make one game every like 12 years. Or that's exaggerated, but you know what I mean. Nintendo doesn't release a lot of games quickly. But they are supposed to be the most polished, amazing experiences ever. It's like Blizzard. When Blizzard releases a game, it's gonna be good. So looking at this, I'm like, that doesn't look very polished. I know it's been delayed and it's gonna take long to come out, but I have a justifiable idea on what the game's gonna be like, and I'm just unimpressed. I mean, it looks like it's going to be fun. It's going to be Zelda. I'm sure it's going to be fun, and it's going to be pretty. It looks like Wind Waker graphics. So it's going to be nice. I just don't care. And I feel bad. I feel like I'm like losing something for just not giving a crap, but I really don't.
Fair enough. Ben, game of show.
Zelda Breath of the Wild. I really wasn't. I thought it looks really fun. Again, I'm a sucker for open sandbox, but there is some worrying signs, like stuff like it looks empty, but it looks like a playground with the physics that they're implementing and Nintendo's charm and stuff. I just foresee you can't not have a good time playing it. But I can understand reservations and everything. But for me, the one thing that stood out, aside from Zelda Breath of the Wild, is Kojima's Death Stranding.
Hey, yeah.
Yes,
Simply
that's right.
because of the WTF moments of what is going on. Is this just because Konami no longer has their grip on him to say, no, don't do that, no, don't do that, and Sony's just like, do whatever you want? Okay,
crabs.
I'm doing my story about men giving birth to electronic babies and dead sea life and things in the air,
Floating.
but I'm super intrigued.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and guess right now, game's going to have nothing to do with any of that.
You know what? It's
Norman
right.
Reedus might be in it somewhere, but
Very
that's
good.
about it.
Like Metal Gear Solid 5, remember the Phantom Pain reveal, which is at the beginning of the game, but really all those like supernatural elements don't necessarily enter into the game later on. It was just to like whet your appetite. But that's Kojima, and that's why he's like the auteur of video games and stuff. And did you see that superstar entrance he got?
I was going to say that you just see Sony like money. Every step is more money.
He got
Yeah,
that
exactly.
He got that Billie Jean entrance from Michael Jackson to light upstairs and stuff. I mean, he's a superstar. I understand it, and I just hope that we'll be able to play this relatively in the next few
It's
years.
going to be 2019.
But did you notice though at the end of Sony's conference they did like had a screen that just said in development. Had no like, don't expect this to come out anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be good probably though, so I don't care. And hopefully it'll have robots in it, so that'll make it even better.
It looks like there might be. There's definitely it's bizarre. Norman Reedus is a cool dude.
I didn't get robots at all out of that trailer.
Well, there was like bio,
Yeah, like the weird like plug. Like
there was like an
Matrix
umbilical
thing,
cord
yeah.
thing. Yeah, it was
what I
weird.
got from it was very like metaphorical, like
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's that for sure.
like environmental
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
we're
I mean, there could be
destroying the
robots in
planet
it,
for the
though.
next
Yeah,
generation.
I wouldn't
kind
doubt
of
that.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, and if you think about it, has there been a Kojima
You
game
just
without
wish that
robots
there were
in it?
robots.
I mean, no, really, think about it. Has there been one without robots ever? I mean, Metal Gear obviously has Metal Gear. Zone of the Enders is Zone of the Enders. Lunar Knights and Boktai has robots in it.
Maybe he's done with robots.
Snatcher had all kinds of cool Blade Runner
yeah.
stuff. Don't even say that. I will beat you with your own microphone. Don't even give him the idea because he listens to this show. I'm sure he does.
I know.
Does, absolutely. I see him posting about it on Twitter. all the time.
exactly.
He's
It's
like,
like,
"Oh,
oh,
the
Game Over. They were
yeah."
wrong about that too. Let me post on that.
Yeah. Kojima, if you're listening, we love you.
More robots, please.
More robot. Please, yeah, whet Matt's appetite for robots. Yeah, it's unsatiable. Insatiable?
Insatiable.
Unsatiable?
It could be unsatiable.
Not satiable?
The next degree of satiable.
Whatever.
I needs more in my life.
So game of show for me, I really think Zelda looks great. I mean, based on my experience with Nintendo, things that they show us like this or not this early in development, but this far out from a release date are usually different. Like when they come out,
Star
I mean,
Fox.
they usually, not always.
You're right. No, I just wanted to put
And like we were saying earlier, like we do trust Nintendo. Like when Nintendo releases a Mario Kart, like most of the time that's the best Mario Kart to date. When Nintendo releases Zelda, it's like an event because it's, you know what I mean, it's Zelda. Up until this Zelda game, every Zelda game has been copying either Ocarina of Time or A Link to the Past. Like as far as format.
They've been safe.
I mean, you can give Wind Waker some passes there because it's a lot more open than most of the Zelda games are, which are like, go here, go here, go here, whatever. So the fact that they're taking such a Western approach to this game, like if we forget about like The Witcher and Skyrim and all that stuff, we can look at kind of the Nintendo bubble and say like, wow, like as far as what Nintendo's done, they've never done anything to this scale. Never done anything to this scale.
Okay.
Have they?
I would say that Xenoblade tried to do a Western approach and it failed miserably. That's what also kind of concerns me.
I would even say
Mentioned that.
Xenoblade pales in comparison to this because Xenoblade was a mediocre RPG in a giant, beautiful world. Whereas this looks like a really, really good, at worst, competent action game with as big of a world.
Let me go ahead and say this. At no point am I saying this game looks bad. I have a lot of rage and I have a lot of disappointment.
You do
but
have a lot of
That's
rage.
just Nintendo in general.
Okay.
I am positive this game is going to be good. The only Zelda game I did not like was Skyward Sword, and that game I just thought was an
that
absolute
had its
abomination
issues, yeah.
as far as the controls went and everything. I mean, the rest of the game was fine. I never finished it because I couldn't do it, but everything else, every Zelda I've ever touched has been great. You know, one of my favorite games of all time is Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker. Twilight Princess I thought was kind of slow with the big empty fields of nothingness, which was one of my concerns for this game is big empty fields of boringness. Even in Skyrim, even in Witcher, you can have the biggest environment ever, and if you don't have a lot of meaningful stuff to do, and I say meaningful stuff because some of the physics
Well, that's
look cool,
the thing.
but it might get boring.
The demo,
after.
we don't even know what that world actually looks like because the demo was such an isolated portion
Right.
that they built specifically for the demo.
No, you're right.
You know,
You're right.
Like there's they could do so much more with, and we don't know what it's going to be. You know,
not at all.
At this point, it's kind of like, you know, like does it look fun? Yeah, like I want to roll a rock down a hill and blow up some moblins or whatever. Like that looks fun.
No, that looks fine. My concerns are that it is, all that stuff could just be set pieces. Like,
Sure.
You can always roll this rock down this hill during this time, and that's fine. But
true.
I don't want to say that I don't think it looks like it's going to be a good game. 'Cause I'm sure it looks like it's going to be great. I'm sure it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It just, to me, I think it's one of the worst things Nintendo does, where they are kind of late to the party with the sandbox thing, and they said, okay, this worked and this worked and this worked, so we're just gonna do all that. And look, you could cook in this, and can cook in this, and you could do this and that, and you can do this and this. And
So they're failing to innovate, essentially? Is that what you're saying?
I don't even want to say that
Well,
because it
they've
is a
been
big
failing-
shift for Zelda.
I mean, they've been failing to innovate with Zelda since Ocarina of Time.
but they are just copy pasting stuff from other games now.
Sure.
And I'd really rather just see Miyamoto lose his mind and make like random like plant people come out of the ground again and something kind of magical like that. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be
yeah,
fun.
but that stuff doesn't sell. Pikmin doesn't sell.
You're right.
That's true.
So it's kind of like
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, really.
Nintendo's literally giving us what we've always wanted in a Zelda game. Like literally, they're giving us Skyrim as a Zelda game.
You're right.
So
and I'm sure it'll be good.
So yeah, and it's gonna sell really well. I guess to your point, Matt, it's kind of like, are they copying everybody else? Yeah, but we kind of did that to ourselves.
Something else that I don't quite understand about Nintendo is that they will be stubborn to a prodigious fault on so many levels. But when it comes to Zelda, we're going to make Dynasty Warriors. We're going to do
yeah,
this.
right.
It's like, why don't you do that with anything else? To me, it still just feels lopsided in my head. It's like we are gonna go down this path and do everything our way, but we're going to make Zelda Skyrim.
It's weird to.
But
It's
just
kind of weird to
this-
think about what's happening internally. A couple other games I got really excited about. So we don't. Welcome to Breath of the Wild cast, where we talk about Zelda Wild Hunt
Hate
or whatever.
Matt cast and
Hate Matt cast. Matt Nintendo hate cast.
It's every episode.
Yeah,
I'm so
pretty
sorry
much.
for being a broken record.
That's okay.
Too.
I was really down on Nintendo last episode, but I'm kind of turned around just after calming down a bit. I'm more like NX looks. I mean, I'm really excited to find out what it is. Zelda looked really cool. I think they had a pretty good showing. Recore looks really fun.
Sure.
Not going to buy an Xbox. Horizon Zero Dawn, that stuff. Crash is back.
Yeah.
That's fun. And actually, we covered most of our news because we were just talking about stuff. So let's move on from E3. Goodbye, E3 2016. Thanks for the good times, and moving on.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, exactly. You guys familiar with Unseen 64?
Yeah. Yes. The website.
He's cool. He's great. Yeah, it's a guy who does research on like games that were in development that never came out and like why kind of. I find this stuff super fascinating.
Sure.
So if you don't, you can just tune out for a minute or so. Today we're talking about Perfect Dark missing sequels.
You mean Zero wasn't the amazing sequel everyone wanted it to be, and that wasn't the
Yeah,
only one?
well,
Aw.
I mean, that wasn't even the same. That wasn't even Free Radical, which is the team that
Yeah.
did Perfect Dark and the original Perfect Dark.
They went on to do Time Splitters.
Yeah,
right?
which was amazing.
You could tell.
But that team actually was making something totally different. In 2006, Rare was working on 2 sequels to Perfect Dark Zero. They were going to be more open world experiences, kind of like we were talking about. But back then, that was a little bit more novel since it was kind of like pretty much Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
What else, you know? They were going to take elements of parkour and physics, kind of like, I guess you could say Infamous is like that, where there's a lot of physics stuff and parkour. So what happened was Microsoft was unimpressed with the sales of Perfect Dark Zero and the fact that they already had a sci-fi shooter, Halo.
Never heard one of those
Yeah.
before. No.
And Gears of War. The project was canceled. Some elements of the game were used in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
You take your Viva Pinata and you like it.
I liked Viva Pinata.
It was fine.
It
Yeah.
was fun. It was stupid.
No, and sometimes just a stupid fun game is great. It's like
Yeah.
I've fiddled a little bit with Stardew Valley, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's Harvest Moon, and it's
Sure is.
stupid.
Yeah.
but it's good and it's fun, and you can kind of
Right,
tune out and be
exactly.
like, it's been a bad day. I'm gonna plant some radishes.
Just to feed my Nintendo fanboyism, I'm going to give you some Breath of the Wild stats here, Matt.
You need to. I was so proud of you. man.
IGN voted it the best game of E3. It was had the most views on YouTube. The trailer did from any game in E3. It was the most searched game during E3.
Open your eyes.
It was the top tweeted. I'm done. I'm done with this. That's fine. That was a good ending to that section. Did you guys see that Sonic the Hedgehog was teased in the new Lego Dimensions trailer?
Yes, and there's also going to be another Sonic game coming too.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Notice how I am not at all.
None of us are Sega fans in this room.
No, none of us are gigantic.
Well,
Sega
I don't know how you
fanboys.
can be like a Sega fanboy nowadays. I mean,
Yeah.
really.
Well-
I had the systems when I grew up, and I was more lean that way. But nowadays, Sega's.
I
Screw you guys.
I really like those characters. I really like those characters. Don't love what.
No, it's
what they were doing
it's a
with it.
train wreck. It really
Yeah.
is.
You know what though? The Sonic the Hedgehog social media guy, their Twitter guy, is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he is
Really
Yeah.
funny.
He nails it.
Recommend follow. He's very funny. He tweeted about Mighty Number 9 recently and just showed Sonic like shuffling.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
something's better than nothing,
Yeah,
right, guys?
yeah.
we didn't talk about that game.
Mighty Number 9.
That-
I pretty much ignored it.
I forgot because it's the most it's not bad. It's not bad.
Really?
It's a fun game. It's just instantly forgettable. It's super easy. I went through half the game before dying once, which is not a Mega Man game. I expect to be punished, almost like Dark Souls. The graphics are disgusting. The animation is non-existent. And the music is also... The whole game, I would give it a resounding meh.
So what do they do
Out of
with all that
10?
money they got?
I don't know.
yeah, right. Seriously.
No, I think the rumor is that they spent a lot of time and a lot of money on trying to port it to every console known to man.
Oh.
And the game itself was actually quite rushed, and they spent all the time to get it to work for 3DS and to get it for Vita. Apparently, the 3DS version is still broken as all get out, like just doesn't work. The Wii version crashes constantly. The PC version works fine, but that's because it's PC and it does whatever the heck it wants. But yeah, Mighty Number 9, one of the largest letdowns of the year for me. Not because it's bad, but because it was supposed to be good.
Couldn't they have just done a Unity engine and called it a day?
Probably. I don't know.
Like, what's the problem?
Because that doesn't cost $4 million. You got to make that money somehow. I don't know. But yeah, but we'll move on. But yeah, that was just a big old letdown.
I like bagels. What's your opinion on bagels, Matt?
Bagels are good. I like cookies more, though.
Look, okay, I'm sorry. I'll bring cookies next time.
Someone denied me cookies.
I didn't promise anybody anything.
You were like, yes. He was like nodding at me, listeners. All right. He was like, cookies. I was like, yeah,
It
cookies.
didn't sound like Cookie Monster when I did that?
Yes. Yes.
Cookies.
Cheers for cookie.
Speaking of cookies, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about some Batman. And we have a fun game that we're going to play with you, the listener, because we love you.
Yay.
Okay, be back in a second. Today we are talking about Batman, and not only are we talking about Batman, but we're going to do a little trivia. That's the official theme song of this segment.
With the drop off and everything.
Yep. What we're going to do is I'm going to spout out some cool facts. We're going to talk about Batman games, and then I might throw in a trivia question every once in a while, and we're going to see if Matt and or Ben can answer them correctly, and we're going to keep track of the score. They get 1 point for each correct answer. And whoever wins gets a really great prize.
Cookies?
That is not cookies.
No.
Yeah.
Fine.
At least
Crackers.
And you can play on it. You can play along at home.
yeah,
as well,
play
kids.
along at home. Keep track on a piece of paper. Take a picture of it and email it to me, and I'll give you a virtual high five.
Or you could go to the store and buy cookies.
Yeah, if you win,
cool kids have cookies.
If you win, then you get to go to the store and buy yourself some cookies. You have my
Yes!
permission.
Congratulations.
You can say, "Hey, Mom, Dan done the podcast so I can buy
I can
cookies."
just see that now.
My boy can't have sugar.
Yeah. Yep. That's gonna happen.
He exploded.
So let's talk about 3 really, really early Batman games. These games were released for the Amstrad CPC.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the Amstrad PCW, the MSX, and the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. The game was released in 1986. The question is, what genre was the first Batman game? Was it A, a side-scrolling beat-em-up, B, an isometric stealth game, or C, a top-down adventure game?
Top-down adventure game.
What do you think, Ben?
B, isometrics.
Ben is right.
Okay.
Isometric stealth game.
Points for guessing.
I saw a screenshot of it once.
Oh, see, he did his research because y'all couldn't even see these questions.
No,
Yeah,
but I've seen a
good
screenshot.
stuff. It was called Batman.
Surprising.
Yep. The sequel, Batman: The Kid Crusader, was a side scroller with comic book style frame aesthetic. Have you guys ever played any of these games? They're so
Not those
weird.
super old ones.
Yeah,
There's
they're
actually
so-
some stuff on the Spectrum I really want to play, but I
Yeah.
just can't kind of get my hands
The
on them.
Exactly.
yeah, that first one reminds me of a game on Rare Replay. It's called Night Lore
Yeah.
by Rare, but it's this like I think it was on the Spectrum isometric kind of puzzle weird. I couldn't play it
Those
for
games,
more than 2 minutes.
those games are. If you weren't around during that time, those games are borderline unplayable.
They're really hard
nowadays.
to play.
Gotta
so-
get these day gamers.
The question is, name 2 other video games that incorporated comic book style frame aesthetics.
Comic Zone.
Yeah, that's one.
Comic Zone and
Beautiful
name another
Joe.
one.
Oh yeah, good.
Oh, that's a
That's a good one. And
Technic-
that's film.
Technically film, but I mean,
There were still
Well,
panels and
there was
stuff.
panels of it and things like flip flop.
Judges.
I don't know if I can. Well, the ones I have listed are Infamous and 13 and Comic
Oh,
Zone.
13.
Yeah, 13 was
Infamous
all
had those
comic
awesome
book.
cutscenes.
Wow, that's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about 13.
What a great game. Yeah.
Nobody cares about it. It's a shame that game was
I
awesome.
know. Yeah, the third game,
51.
the third game for the Amstrad and MSX and all that jiggly jap is Batman the movie, based on the Tim Burton film starring Michael Keaton. Pretty elaborate platformer for those systems. It
Anything
included
like the NES one?
It was kind of like that. It was very different. We're going to talk about the NES one in a second. But it had a grappling rope, various other weapons. It was similar to the NES Batman game. Yeah, so that's what I have here. The question is, up to this point, all Batman games were developed by Ocean. Who developed the first NES Batman game?
Sunsoft.
Sunsoft. The point goes to Ben.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so far the score is Matt has 1 point and Ben has 2 points. I'm not actually keeping score. I'm just going to try to remember this because that's
Ben, you're
super fun.
trouncing me.
That's okay. Are you looking on your phone?
No, I'm just
He's looking up answers.
I'm looking at Batman
Are
pictures.
you looking at Batman?
I'm literally looking at pictures of Batman. Comic books, man.
He's
It's like, ooh.
literally looking at pictures
Got me
of
thinking
Batman,
of Batman
right now.
now.
It's good. It's good stuff. Oh, now you're thinking of Batman.
Well, I like Batman. Shut up, Dan.
The next game was the Batman the Movie game released on the NES February 13th on 1999 for the Game Boy in June of 1990 and the PC Engine on October 1990.
Screw that Joker boss. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, this game for the NES
tough.
game, all the way through it was tough.
Yeah.
It was good
It's a
though.
challenge.
I
It's a
can
great
get
game.
to the end. I just can't. I don't think I've ever beaten the Joker. Like, I'll get to the end and be like, yeah, almost. Nope.
The wall jump is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of
It's kind of like Strider, but I think it works a
or
little
like
better.
Ninja Gaiden.
It's like Ninja
kind of.
Gaiden.
Yeah.
It's super fun game. Graphics are cool, but Batman's like purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little limitations, I guess.
Yeah, it was limitation.
Well, what's he going to be? Black?
Yeah, he
I
can't
mean,
be black.
yeah.
You know,
He is the knight. Where is he?
I think there is a technical reason that they had to do him in
Yeah.
purple. Probably.
Yeah. I like Purple Batman.
Hey, it's cool.
Yeah. I'm going to cosplay as Purple Batman. And
not
cosplay
Dude,
Yeah,
that'd be
that is
awesome. Well, I think they released an action figure that is the NES version, but
Yeah.
it's done
Yeah.
in that purple.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
great.
If anyone out there is a Batman fan, look up Batman of Zur and R. And if you think Purple Batman's crazy, that one's he's like red and purple and yellow and
What is it?
Batman
Batman?
Zur and R.
Was that a
Anyway.
costume in Injustice? Probably.
No,
That's funny.
I don't think it was. It was this weird thing that Batman had where if he was ever brainwashed, it was like an alternate personality that he would click into, and it was this crazy like. Almost looks like a He-Man character kind of
Whoa.
Batman. It was really, really awesome. It's something Grant Morrison did. And Grant Morrison's insane, so that's why.
So this version of the game was released for one other console besides the NES, Game Boy, and PC Engine. It was released in 1991. What was that console? Was it A, the Sega Genesis, B, the Super Nintendo, or C, the 3DO?
Ooh. Genesis.
Yeah, I'd say Genesis.
Genesis is the correct answer because the 3DO didn't come out.
I was
until
like, totally for the 3DO.
1993.
I was
like, what?
And he just came on a disc.
Well, I was trying to think of a third one because I was like, what even was out in 1991? Like Game Gear? No.
So was it the same game as the NES, but on
Same
the
game,
Genesis? Just
yeah.
better graphics? Why don't people talk about that one?
Because it doesn't exist practically either.
Yeah, Batman the movie was not originally developed based on the movie.
Right.
So they had to do a bunch of technical stuff.
Plus, if you have Genesis, you're going to buy
Yeah.
a different Batman game.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because there's a few for that, which I'm sure Dan's going to get to.
Yeah, for sure. The next game, Batman the movie for various consoles. Unlike the NES version, the other versions, there's a reason why I'm being vague, stay closer to the plot of the movie. And unlike the NES version, what two iconic Batman vehicles? Oh, wait. No, we already answered that question. Trivia is so complicated, you guys.
God, it's so hard to read off
I
on
know.
the screen.
Let's talk about the arcade game. Released in 1990 by Data East and Atari, the arcade game had
love Data East.
better graphics, much stronger tie into the movie, but the gameplay was really stale. Did you guys play this arcade game? Yeah, it was.
There's a chance I probably did it like a Mazio's Pizza or
It was
something. I
not
have no
memorable
recollection.
at
Back in
all.
the day.
Really unfortunate how unmemorable that arcade game was. Data East and Atari are
And they've made
responsible
some
for
good
that.
stuff, too. But I guess not that.
Yeah,
Bad
arguably.
dudes.
Yeah.
This next game is arguably one of my favorite Batman games, The Return of the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah, for the NES. Not going to be confused with Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker for the N64.
Trippy movie.
PlayStation. Yeah, really weird.
Joker's Robin.
I did
Spoilers.
a little research. Did you know what that game is called in Japan?
What's it called, Japan?
Dynamite Batman. I'm not lying.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dynamite the Batman.
Yep.
Why isn't it called Dynamite Batman in
I don't
the
know.
US? That's like
We can't
Dynamite
handle the
Batman.
cool here, that's why. It's
missed
too awesome.
opportunity. That's really funny. Batman Return of the Joker was released in 91 and 92 for the NES, Game Boy, and Sega Genesis. There was no other media tie-in. It was just they just made a cool Batman
Cool
game.
little game. Just shoot things out of your wrist.
Yep. Return of the Joker, Batman appears to use some sort of a gun. Yeah. Shoots things different. Yeah, like you would pick a power up.
Contra Batman.
Contra-ish, yeah, where like every weapon has a different sort of way the gun shoots. Can you guys name one other time when Batman used a gun?
Final Crisis. He shoots Darkseid.
Final Crisis.
Wow.
Can you think of one?
No.
No.
He also used a gun in the first episode of Batman Beyond.
well, in the movies, his Batmobile, the Christopher Nolan movies, his Batmobile has guns.
Yeah, I guess they do have
Yeah.
guns.
Well, in the new one, he also has like a kryptonite grenade launcher. In
That's
Batman v
weird.
Superman, yeah.
I also think like maybe in those old like 30s serials, like Batman like carried around a revolver or
I'm
something.
sure.
He had like a little pistol thing that they ended up turning into his
Yeah.
grapple gun. But originally, he had that with when he had the awesome, sexy purple gloves. And
Yeah.
Creeper
Yeah.
Batman coming at you.
Yeah, Return of the Joker I have really fond memories of.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Bruce Timm Batman Justice League cartoons, they were so good.
Yeah, dude.
Very dark stuff for a kid's cartoon in some cases too.
But like good. I mean, we wanted that,
yeah.
you know, for sure. Batman Returns. Though there were 7 developers, 7 different development studios involved in creating this game, over 10 platforms. Konami is best known for creating the critically acclaimed beat 'em up Batman Returns for the NES and Super NES. Your question is, Aspect Co. was the developer responsible for Game Gear Master System ports of Batman Returns. The studio got its start porting what popular Sega game franchise to the Master System?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Our first episode was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Did you talk about the Master System version?
We did not.
It's slow, I think.
Yeah, it's not very good.
That's like
it's very bizarre
anti-Sonic.
Sonic,
yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Aspect Co.
Do you have the,
Aspect
do you
code.
have the Sega
That's
CD
very-
version on there?
Of what?
Was
There
there
was
a
a
Sega CD version for Batman?
Of Batman Returns. There
Oh,
was.
yeah,
And
yeah.
wasn't that a completely different game?
There
also?
was,
It was.
yeah, they had things,
Like a
side scroll
driving?
beat 'em ups, but then it had driving segments,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
almost were like, it was Sega CD, but it was almost like mode 7-ish. It kind of showed off what the Sega CD could do. They should have done more stuff like Outrun and stuff like that on Sega
Yeah,
CD.
for
Like
sure.
Well, there was the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs game that was freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Came with the
Awesome.
comic book.
So, fun fact: in March 2015, programmer Chris Shrigley,
Strictly's gum.
he worked on the Sega CD version. He found the source code and released it online for educational purposes.
Quote, educational.
If you want to
purposes.
learn how to code bad Batman games,
Oh, man. The driving was good.
the driving was good. You can quote that.
That's
Matt.
that's the box quote on
Yeah.
it.
Returns.
The driving is
Driving
good.
was good. I like it.
It's like a picture of Matt on the box, like shrugging, like I don't know. This game
Still
was
better than Super.
this next game was great. The Adventures of Batman and Robin, based on the animated
Oh,
series.
God, yes. I love
Yeah.
that game.
So
Both
good.
versions of it.
The SNES version was developed by Konami. The Genesis version was developed by Clockwork Tortoise, which made that game and nothing else.
Good game, though.
Good game.
They were similar but different, but still solid. They're both
Yeah.
side-scrolling beat 'em ups,
The-
but the Genesis had them on like projectiles.
They
and
had
stuff.
like
And the
the
art
Genesis
style-
one had like a lot of 3D stuff going on
Yeah,
with it,
and
kind
the
of like
art
treasure
style
games.
was really, really cool because it was like they tried to make it look like the cartoon, kind of
yeah.
like they
Yeah.
had like Earthworm Jim where it was like really fluid movements
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
awesome.
Only one of these two versions of the game had co-op: the Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version.
Genesis.
Which one was it? You answered the question before I was finished.
Sorry.
So you are
Buzzing in
disqualified.
Jeopardy.
I didn't know you had to keep.
Disqualified.
One of these had co-op, so I was like, Genesis.
Okay, well, he knew the answer.
I'll steal Genesis.
That's fine.
Okay,
He's
yeah,
allowed
that's-
to.
I'm not keeping score, so it's like
Beeping it.
right.
Yeah, I did make the hand motion.
He
That's
did.
awesome.
Yeah, I almost brought in some of those coin blocks where you hit them and they go ding. So
Just
that,
feel like the mic should be like for every
yeah.
question. No,
Sorry about that, listeners.
don't worry, I'll turn it down.
Yeah.
Because apparently I'm in the podcast.
Oh yeah, because
now.
Matt's editing the podcast now. We decided.
Darn it, Ben.
We thought about it. Yeah. Yeah, great game. Batman the Animated Series. Do you guys remember the episode with Bane where he
Batman.
he has a lovely singing voice?
My favorite video game.
The episode of that cartoon where Bane like pumps himself full of the liquid or whatever, and then he
Venom.
basically explodes.
Yes.
That was traumatizing as a child.
Whoa, he
Or the
exploded?
Clayface one where he slowly like melts and falls to his
Yeah.
death.
That was a messed up cartoon.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
cool.
love it, man.
Yep.
We're fine.
Yeah. And the final game we're going to talk about today is Batman Forever, 1995.
Boy.
Mortal Kombat, the Batman.
Sorry to
game.
end on a low note.
Bat
yeah.
nipples.
Bat nips.
Yeah. Wow. Based on the Joel Shoemaker directed film.
Schumacher?
Shoemaker.
Is it Shoemaker?
It's
I thought it was Schumacher.
Shoemaker.
I don't care how you spell it. How do you say it?
I know. I'm just
Did you
kidding.
see my last name?
I didn't even
Doesn't-
spell it right.
Isn't it Schumacher?
Yeah.
I think it's Schumacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fun fact. So it was developed by Probe Entertainment. You know what else Probe did?
I don't know, but my foot's asleep. Oh, God.
Revolt.
Oh,
Remember Revolt?
yeah.
It was like the RC card game.
Oh, yeah.
My foot's
You're
asleep.
you're making weird faces, Matt.
You know when your foot's asleep and it like tingles really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Pins and
It's
needles.
rough. It's
Pins
rough.
and needles.
Yeah, Revolt was an RC car racing game had a really robust level editor where you could like make your own tracks and everything. Yeah, Probe did that. They're no longer around. Are you better?
I'm better now. Yeah.
Okay, Matt's back.
But that one was like
trying.
a Mortal Kombat thing. They used the Mortal Kombat engine
Yeah.
in that one. It's terrible.
You could roll through almost that entire game too if you want to. Just dodge roll past every single enemy, just about.
Yeah,
That's weird because it's like Batman's first introduction to like the Mortal Kombat kind of universe, not just universe, but style.
Yeah.
And then eventually
Here
Injustice
we are
down the
now.
line came
Injustice
out too.
2.
yeah.
This game, you can get armor pieces and become a robot.
Oh yeah,
There
that
was
was at
even
E3.
well, there was even like a fighting game part of the game.
Yeah.
Right. You could like 2 players could play as Batman or Robin.
It's almost
or fight.
Right.
like that was the testing ground for Sub-Zero mythology.
Right,
Look,
yes.
look where that came in.
Wow. Okay.
God, I love that game.
Yeah. Wow. What are y'all's favorite Batman game of all time?
Can we include current gen or?
Yeah, everything.
I would say the Genesis Batman and Robin is easily one of my favorites, and then anything Arkham, specifically
Yeah.
probably Arkham City. But then Arkham Knight was so good too, and I love the Transforming Batmobile. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a Genesis version though, because I used to play that a lot with friends, and it
Yeah.
was really really good.
Yeah.
And it's still stupid hard,
Yeah, I think that's mine too. Actually,
but the Arkham series is really good.
I didn't
Arkham
play
series
any
is
of the
good.
Arkham's games.
You-
They're
Well,
good. They're
you
like
were friends.
Batman simulators.
Yeah, they really are.
It's like it's the best version of any sort of Batman. If you want to, real true Batman, the detective portions,
Yeah.
all the gadgets, and then they added the
the
vehicle.
VR, yeah, and then there's the VR thing coming forward.
Yeah,
and-
so they do a really great job with the Arkham stuff.
you know my favorite Batman game? Batman Begins for the Xbox.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Aw. Or was it Rise of the
Got it
Shinsu?
for free. Oh my god.
Travesty.
I think I got that game for free somehow for the 360. I don't
Like a
remember.
bundle.
Yeah,
Those were things
something
where
like that.
We were like just giving away games. Like we don't want these. No one's gonna buy
Exactly.
it. Take it.
Yeah. When I worked for Game Crazy, remember Game Crazy?
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Almost on just for getting crazy.
Yeah, I was there when I worked for them when the Wii launched. It was fun.
Was it one of those cases where it's like, because one of our SMs used to work for Game Crazy, and the way it worked is he went to work one day and was like, "Hey, surprise, you don't work here anymore."
Yeah, pretty much.
Bye.
Pretty much.
Wow.
That's how it worked for Circuit City.
Well,
went
actually,
in
I
Circuit
think I
City.
Yeah.
left. I think I left before that, but I remember a lot of my friends who still work there were like, "Yeah, they just told me that."
My last memory of Game Crazy, I used to go to this Hollywood Video Game Crazy because they were always the duo things, and I went there and I rented some movies. And about a week and a half went by, and I was like, "Crap! I forgot to take back my movies." I went back, and the building was gone, just gone. Like there was just rubble. I was like, "Well, I guess they're my movies now."
Oh my gosh!
I still
Yeah.
have them. It was Die Hard.
When they funny story, when they got rid of all of their VHS, they were just we got like an email from corporate, and we were supposed to destroy them all, but we
Really?
didn't.
Oh, good Lord.
We didn't destroy them all. We took a lot of them
a lot
home.
of them, yeah.
So I got like the Michael Jackson music video anthology on
Yeah.
VHS.
Oh yeah.
Watch the crap out of that.
I worked
And
at a
got-
video store too, and during that transition.
Oh yeah,
Got
that
a
was
bunch
good.
of stuff. I still have them. I was like, why do I have these?
No, I got
they're
rid of them.
awesome.
I do have a
don't
lot of
them
clamshell, like because when I worked
Oh,
at
yeah.
the clamshell
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
I think I still have some old Transformers VHS tapes that my mom bought
Yeah.
for like $4.99 from some generic video store back in the 90s. They're special.
Well, thanks for listening to Video Store Cast. This has been the
Transformers.
Batman episode.
Thank you for listening to Classic Game
Yeah,
Cast.
we still have jobs, so
Thank you, David.
yeah, definitely. We're gonna be doing a live CGF episode, as far as I know. Aren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
So that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be coming out at a weird, like we're not doing it at the end of the month. It's gonna be live. So once we do it, you guys can listen to it, and then we are still doing an August episode.
So it'll
It's
just
not
be like an extra
yeah,
bonus.
it'll be a fun bonus episode. You get to listen to us twice in a month, which I don't even know if you want to, but you're welcome to.
I mean, who would not want to, Dan? I mean, really.
Well, I think that.
I mean, Nintendo haters unite and come listen to Matt.
I mean, I only see you once a month, and it's like way too much for
I
me to handle.
know.
Yeah.
When you come in, it's like I'm gonna be late for my other job, and I want to do
And
this,
all this-
stuff.
yeah,
and
I got-
all these cables and crap.
Microphones and
and seeing you now
guys.
compared to Ben with Ben's luscious beard, you just can't compare.
yeah,
And I feel like I've
I
been
agree.
replaced.
I agree that I
darn.
cannot compare to that beard.
Well, just try. Just
Yeah.
look in the mirror and just grit it out,
Yeah,
and it'll come.
like that beard growing contest.
That worked for me,
commercial.
as you guys can tell. So.
Yeah,
Yes.
clean shaven as.
Hey, it worked on the backside. I mean, it's okay.
It went the wrong way.
I mean, my head, by the way, guys.
Oh no, we know what you mean. I don't know what the listeners do. We're talking about Matt's head, everybody. Anyway, if you want
Thank
to
you for listening
email
to
us,
Headcast.
if you want to email us, and actually, if you want to tell us what your favorite Batman game is, or if you have a cool Batman game related moment, or if you hate Batman, email us at podcast@gameovervideogames.com. You can also just email us general discussion questions too, just like if you want to know what our favorite game where you with waggle controls.
Talk about Gundam.
I know Matt would love to talk about waggle controls all
Waggle
day. so,
controls?
yeah. Our website is gameovervideogames.com. Our Twitter is @gameovergames. Our Facebook is facebook.com/gameovervideogames. Our YouTube is youtube.com/gameovervideogames. Ben's over here nodding his head because he's happy that I'm mentioning all the social
Plug
media.
the stuff.
comment, subscribe.
Plug the
Every
stuff.
episode. The CV. Sorry, I had a brain fart. The Game Over Video Games crew is going to all over the country this year to attend various
Going to all over the
game
country.
conventions and Comic Cons, other cool events. If you see our booth, give us a high five and a shout out and say, "Hey, Game Over, I like your podcast." and
And buy stuff.
your
buy
podcast.
stuff.
Otherwise, we will see you all at CGF.
That's the Batman episode. See you at CGF. Ben, thanks for being on this episode.
Hey, no problem. It was fun,
I
guys.
apologize for having to sit here and talk.
I apologize for mine and Dan's behavior.
It's all right. You guys, you did well. It's better than Sayla told me. She warned me a little bit.
Oh, thank
but
you.
Yeah,
Thank
Sayla had. Yeah,
It's okay.
you. I wasn't even here for that one, so I don't know.
All right.
exactly.
It's all just Dan being a jerk.
Great. So that's it.
That's it. Thank you for listening.
You can go back to your life now.
We'll miss you.
Miss you.
Bring cookies next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God. No more cookies.
Cookies.
Ever.
The biggest retro gaming convention in Texas is back with all new tournaments, live events, and special guests, plus tons of retro games and awesome video game merch. With over 6,000 attendees, last year was a little bit cramped. Well, in 2016, we've got over 45,000 square feet. That's over twice the floor space of last year. So stretch your legs and get some breathing room July 30th through 31st at the Palmer Event Center in Austin, Texas. Check out more info at ClassicGameFest.com.